Alright, so finally, Coach Christopher Nimley reacted to Ghana Blasters, our emphatic win in the World Cup qualifiers. No game against Chad, I ended 5-0. Yet to us, Madagascar 3-0. Now, Coach Christopher Nimley this time around, no, wa praise Otu Ado, asa fire kakra, we no wa expose Mohammed Salisu, and wasa expose the one goalkeeper Obia a prison Benjamin Asare, wasa expose Abrante no. Na ebusia emu nsem ne de ye be kɔ de akwakotie babia wo bia obaso ade ese oye ene se obe like video no uwie pɛ no wa share link no e de akɔ WhatsApp o status je se baby bia se ultimi e share link ye bia no bo mo de se obe post link no e de ato ho e di amaye na enkomo no aye kama o drop o comment o comment section wa no so be boa ama me saka odi no me betena se a betimi asend shout out no e di amount ebusia yenko na me see video when a must watch video, must watch reaction. Yanko na yanko tie ensema hodo Coach Christopher Nimley e de pae. Na before say kwa kotie ne ebusuya
mata chop hot. Asemne diloto. Hey! Aye.
Hey! Fantastic one. Ebusuya nti se de ensema na ye no. Aye. Hey! Yanko na yanko tie coach ne ensema odi tudwa.
Now, nothing. After the two games, I've read social media. Most people are waiting to hear what I will say. I've not commented on the game, on the two games after, especially after the Madagascar game. So before I address the Madagascar game itself, I think that the Chad one were here in the studio, so we looked at it in depth. Look, let nobody sit anywhere and think that those of us who were calling for the sacking of Otu Ado, we were not justified. If you are intelligent like I am, you will not endorse somebody who could supervise an AFCON qualifier, somebody who could lead this country to set the worst ever qualification history. And you, because he's beaten Chad and Madagascar, you think he's gathered enough credit in the bank.
So like bygones be bygones, no?
I'm coming. Enough credit in the bank. To the extent that you look at those of us who are calling for him. Look, even the players, according to Honorable Kofi Adams, even the players said the man should be sacked. The same players who played, look, I don't want to mention him. I know of players in the team that played against Madagascar and Chad who wanted the man sacked. I don't want to put their names out there. We've not been asking for too much. This is what we've been asking for. We know our team, we know what our team is capable of doing. We know that if our team is being properly coached, we should be beating Niger, we should be beating Sudan, we should be beating what? Angola, and making it to the AFCON in Morocco. We should be beating Mali, we should be beating Chad, we should be beating Comoros, we should be beating all those things and going to the World Cup in US and Canada. As for Mexico, I don't want to mention their name.
Coach doesn't want to go to Chihuahua.
I don't like your consistent
citing. Philadelphia. Me at Tennessee,
Chicago,
San Francisco,
yeah,
LA, Michigan,
yeah, LA,
and I mentioned LA,
Los Angeles.
In LA, for me, LA, I was confused for a second. Angela, how do you spell that? LA. Only me, no one Yabuchi, one America, Canada, no trouble. Then we
want to go to Edmonton.
So that is factual.
Mexico,
we have said this team has got quality. If you have a manager who could question the quality of our team, who could say that the quality of this team is not, no, don't compare this team to anybody, to any other team within their own right. The Party, the Jordan, the Semenyon, the Kudus, the whoever whatsoever, they've got quality within their own right. All we needed them to do, you needed to coach them properly. You needed to come in there with some form of humility and not be telling the journalists of Ghana that you talk to Jurgen Klopp and people. So what right have they got to, when somebody come with gross disrespect like that, we will treat him as such. So I am happy for Otto Addo that he's at humble what? His demeanor,
he's mellow.
the pitch of his voice, the respect that he now speaks with. What about job? You what say about job? She talking like intent, ketokreku intent kunye. You are then cheba anu onyanyeshi.
What's the intent? What's that?
That ketokreku stubbornness and
stubborn academy.
Don't boogie anybody. I don't mind anybody. If you wear that hat, the good Lord will humble you. Kokoti, you know. Ronaldo no Messi amunko for mumbra. Even he himself, he has learnt from those utterances. He has learned from those utterances.
Oh, you know, coach. He apologized again at the pre-match press conference. Yes. Yes, he apologized again.
He apologized for
that.
For we not qualified to AFCON.
They were find what
AFCON qualified.
Oh yeah.
So those of us who were asking, it was justifiably so. You are coming into money machine.
I hope he doesn't return to factory setting before he will qualify to the World Cup.
Just not to cut you off, but anyone who felt that after what he did, he should have stayed in their job, doesn't have standards.
Of course.
Didn't listen to them.
You don't have standard if you think that was the way to go. But he's been kept in the job. He's been given people to help him in the job. The first time or the first way to success is for you yourself to admit that you are not up to the standard required. Therefore, if people have been brought on board, some of the things we heard about him, whether he will not listen to assistant, is all about him. Now it cannot be all about you. It cannot be all about you. That Ateta like free kick set piece, Pate bullet elder, did you teach them?
Who taught them?
Oh no more.
Oh, I understand Ofe.
Akaseni. Ofe men kaseni.
I understand Ofe. Ofe was the one who.
Ofe men kaseni why? Ofe le min solianle. Akeshi under 20 enye bomoden. Ke bomoden pe egbina. Ke bomoden lo ele benifi onibi. Manili. Lele. Oyele.
You mean you hear from him? You mean if he does well,
he'll feel me good.
You root for him.
He'll feel me good.
If he doesn't,
he'll feel me good. Either way, he'll feel me good.
Thank you, my brother.
It's a matter of principle.
Thank you.
Me, I don't have permanent friends. I have permanent principle. So for you to be my permanent friend, you abide by my permanent principle, and I don't need to be a friend for you and myself to work in the same room. We can do our work as professionals. We move on. You understand? So that was what we were calling for. Now let's go to the game. Look, take it or leave it. I am just advising the people at the FA. We've gotten away with it. We've gotten away with it. Why do I say we've gotten away with it? The way we prepared for that Madagascar game should never be repeated. We did same against Sudan. We paid for it. They didn't learn. So therefore, the technical team, look, I speak to people within the team. They say, coach, everything you people say, they will listen and we know what you people are saying are the obvious truth. So we now needed to go into the game against Madagascar to play smart and coach the team in a very smart way. If you understand football like I did, the day we did the Chad game, you and myself, we did agree that we needed to go a back five, we needed to do a low pressing and then wait for our moment. What were those moments? The two set pieces that gave us the first 2 goals. In the first half, we hadn't created any better team from that. It was the set piece.
In fact, in the first game, true, actually.
We didn't create anything.
No, the Madagascar game is like...
We didn't create anything in that first half. We had 2 set pieces. Salisu missed the first one, and Pate bullet of header. But the reason I'm saying the team was smartly and well coached was the system and the role of every player in the system. We had a low block. Once we took that lead, we more or less coil into a defensive shape. And what the back five does is it prevents any of your centre backs, those 3 centre backs, it prevents any of them from being exposed.
Let me ask you specific questions, right? Something I picked out or I didn't understand was the decision to call up just one DM. I mean, we did call Elisha Owusu, but he picked up an injury.
That's right.
And so we had to play with a natural central midfielder whose tendencies were more attack-minded in Francis Abu in the second leg along with Partey. If you look at the pool of players that we have, what is the future of that position? Because I feel like we're a Partey injury away from struggling in our subsequent
disaster. Look, I spoke to somebody very close to the technical team. You remember when we did the selection, the call-up, I pointed that thing out here.
Yep.
I said that gave this team imbalance in midfield. And I just didn't understand why they would do that. I was even of the view that Thomas Partey shouldn't have played that long against Chad. You know, he lasted the entire almost close to 80 minutes, 85 minutes against Chad. And I question that he's the only natural DM in the role. Offset, you and myself were talking off air, and we're saying that, look, I pray Partey stays fit. But from the new chemistry that is being established in this team, we need him to stay fit. But in getting him to stay fit, we need somebody who will come in and complement his effort. Over the years, we've done Salisu. I don't know how well he's doing at Sunderland.
Salisu,
and then we've done the boy
Baba
in Spain,
Idrisu.
Baba Idrisu. Baba Idrisu is a player I have never liked, because in that role you don't only win ball, you should be able to pass football.
Baba Idrisu is literally a centre back impersonating a DM.
Exactly.
And also his team, he's currently playing in the Segunda. So
Exactly.
I don't think he should be called a Segunda player.
If Otuado and Desmond are looking,
So you're saying Walcott should be
oh, the Walcott man,
If you say he's playing Segunda,
I've said it. Walcott
is not even playing the championship.
but he's saying that if he's playing Segunda, he's not supposed to be called to the national team.
Yes, but Walcott is not supposed to be the national.
I've said it many times that
No more.
if you are not playing in a top league, generally,
We only go there if you don't have players playing in the top league.
yeah, that's
why we go there.
Fair game. Let's stay.
You understand? So Walcott, he's not even playing the championship. Division 3, Joe Division 2. It's a boy.
League 1.
League 1, Division 2. You understand?
The English third tier.
Division 2.
Yeah, because there's the EPL championship, then League 1.
So Division 2. That Ghana
version, if it's a Ghana is
That's a boy Division 2. Yeah, boy.
Let's stay on the point.
So, like I'm saying, we had to play in a certain way. You remember that? I remember that Friday. Yeah, I myself we kept highlighting the importance of Thomas Partey. The importance of Thomas Partey. It's clear. When he plays, everybody plays. When he's on that bossy controller mood, when they say you are a controller,
Oh, Charlie.
everything is based on you.
Charlie. Ideas. Gepetto.
The man who pays the money to the salary of
The puppet master.
the control accountable,
The string puller.
Arsenal agbene hemo kehami ya be natri kahachi beshi emo no so twa.
Can you say that in English? Hey, you, give me that. Take your time.
I'm your boss. Don't rush it. This is Thomas Partey. Give it to me. Stay. Move. Stand. Get forward. Nakatoni.
In fact, there's even some video where he tells Declan Rice, play a long pass. I think it was, I can't remember which team was it. He told Rice to play the long pass.
Yes.
Rice played the pass to Martinelli. Then Martinelli scored. That's the
assist. England, you understand? Look at that third goal, the Kudusis goal.
Yeah.
One Partey picked up the ball in the midfield. What did
Jordan
you
is
do? Go watch it.
Yeah.
He stood on the ball for like some few seconds. He was waiting for the movement.
Yeah.
Jordan didn't go to him. Jordan went forward. And what did he do? He just come and take. He saw the gap, so there is the gap. So take, go. Take. Yeah. Jordan. Jordan. What a captain performance by the young man. Proper delivery. Look, I have seen Jordan, you and myself, where in Kumasi. He was virtually booed for taking set pieces, true or false.
Yep.
We didn't want him on set piece.
In fact, that's exactly what I was telling myself. Hey, the player who was being...
But Jordan has proven that he's learning on that set piece.
I think he's a very mentally resilient person. He doesn't
tough.
He doesn't get enough credit for that.
Very tough. Look at the set pieces. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
What made me fall in love with the coaches that day? And I clap for them. I clap for Tobe and Co. What made me fall in love with them was the fact that when we took the lead, the manner in which they managed the game. You see, we made at some point in time, I always liked the coaches who always acknowledged. We knew the result of Mali before we went into that game. So fundamentally, the tactical idea will be go in there and do not lose the game.
Yeah.
Now, within the shortest possible time, we've gotten an advantage to protect. We knew that after that goal, Madagascar would come at us. They did come. They came. Yeah. But tactically, look at our shape. We were so solid at the back. In fact, when I saw the first 11, I had a problem little with the 3 left-footed players we had on one side. In Jerome, in Salisu, and then in Gideon Mensah. I was hoping, in fact, my pick would have been the Nation FC boy, the one who came in Simpson. But look, I speak to the agent of Jerome regularly. And I've watched him very, very well. No, if this is the way he's coming to play, then Salisu is in big trouble.
Salisu has not been impressive for a while.
Yeah, no more. Salisu
I don't know. He's been giving us 6 over 10 performances.
You see, and those of you closer to the young man, you should tell him that he's not yet arrived.
To be honest,
he's too overly confident.
I don't even think it's just a Black Stars thing. I think it's from his second season at Southampton. He suffered there was a season where injury he suffered. There was a season where he was almost top 5 in almost everything that mattered for a centre back. Yeah. He suffered a certain injury.
A back 5. Yeah. Look, it is very clear that we are a better team when we play a back 3 transition to a back 5. Anytime we've done this system, we've looked so comfortable. So my advice to them is to get them to understand. They are the decision makers. But if I was in their position, I'll get this team to perfect a back 3, back 5 transition. Because what we cannot afford to do is to concede. This team have shown that when they go a goal or 2 down over the period, they find it very difficult to come back. So let's get them to imbibe, to swallow, to eat, to swallow, to eat, swallow, eat, swallow the back 3, back 5 transition. Yes, it may come at the expense of sacrificing some of our attacking trade, but every good and better solid team should have a proper bench. A bench that you can easily turn around and say, come on, let's go. They are being stubborn. Go and do whatever they are doing there. Go and change the fortune of this team and of the game in our favor. So let's go. Let's stick to that. Get them to play. We've got Mali to play. We've got Comoros to play. Those 2 games. And after that game against Central African Republic, it's going to be a very, very difficult game. Those are the games where you cannot go in there to be doing matra makwe. Go with the system that is very comfortable to every player in the team, and then we'll be fine. My last point is on the goalkeeping situation. So, until that game, personally, I thought Asare was put in goal against Chad.
Because it was an easy game?
Not an easy game. It was a game used to win back the trust of the people. Because leading to the game, people were speaking. Ghanaians spoke. There are times where when you do something that may not have any negative effect, or something that don't stand a chance of massively affecting the team negative, you do that to win back the support, and you step aside. And
it had a huge impact.
Exactly. When you watch them against Madagascar, it looks absolutely good. But I'm going to say something. He's not going to be around for a very long time.
He's 32.
No, don't go there. If you go there, I'll say certain things that I shouldn't say. Don't go there.
How do you know?
You just listen to what I'm saying. Nobody should push me.
Those things. I want to push you.
I want to advise the young man. But you know,
because goalkeepers stick around for a long time.
No, and he's 32.
We beg you, coach. That 32, don't mention it. Coach, if you mention it, I will say things I shouldn't say. I beg you.
Let's stay on the.
Me, I support Hasselhoff. So anything Hasselhoff, I defend. I stand for. If it's obvious to. I'm saying that
He'll be around for.
now that Otuado have said
That he's the number one.
that he's the number one. My open advice, very open and clear, and the young man knows. Everybody closer to him know that what I'm going to say is the obvious truth. He's a solid goalkeeper, but we are not going to have him for a very long. When I say very long time, I don't see him being around for more than 4 or 5 years. I don't see him being around. So
The last time we had a goalkeeper number one for 4 or 5 years, I don't remember.
Olele, Samir Jemun,
Those were the last number ones we had for that.
at least if you look at Ati has been
He's
around,
been around for a
some
while.
time. I'm saying that Benjamin Asare, I don't think he'll be around for those 32 nonsense should go and sleep. Those of you closer to the young man, tell him he should sleep well, he should eat well, he should train properly. The quality of training of goalkeepers at Accra support we from the national asset, and we can only improve as a goalkeeper when the quality of the training
The club level.
at the club level is top notch.
I agree.
No, what a Chad can Madagascar at ball. If he's going to be the number one, see him against Egypt, against Senegal, against Cote d'Ivoire, against Nigeria, against Morocco, against Cameroon. What standard Gina can tell me? When any watch you will watch, it's a bit flat. So please, everything around the young man should now be strictly professional. No more goalkeeper goalkeeper near our center line. The work can actually take it.
He says that a goalkeeper who can kick the ball past the center circle can't possibly do that.
Distribution issues and highlights.
It's not about distribution.
Are you saying this is the strength in the quads and the thighs?
No more.
Legs are not strong.
Oh, no more.
Wrap it up.
Oh, wow. You're right. Because of your mom, can't say. So I'm hoping. I want him to stay. If he continues like that, once the coach has said he's the number one, he's going to be playing in America and Canada. That is unusuous. So please guide him. There's a reason why he's called Grandpa. I end my case.
It's okay.
I'm advising on issues of national importance.
I've turned your microphone up. It's fine. Let me read a few messages up.
You agree with everything I'm saying, Gabby?
I don't agree.
You don't. What is your
Coach, it's okay. I've turned the microphone up.
All right, expose. Coach Christopher Nimley, and I didn't some atuho ediamon minister and 70 dodona na obi awaka dodona and an enemy adwene dodona so na any coach and adwene na minim say ode o message ebeto honom na enkomo no ayekama before I describe Coach Christopher Nimley as armchair coach, as a coach no tembi as a radio so eno ye dey enti one kasan otie ne nsema oka based on what he's saying no wadwenche any say Fato comment section wa ema meeting at the Kobe and I'll be to my friend Kobe finest. Yes, I be